Have you ever wondered what money will look like in the future?
Yes, today.
Well, I'd like to see a little bit more of it
In the past.
right now.
Yeah. Today we're getting a glimpse into the changes that are coming to a bank near you. Bank, remember those? But first, here's a quick trip through time to see how things have already evolved.
They were once institutions of prestige, and all transactions took place over the counter. In 1966, dollars and cents replaced pounds, shillings and pence.
In come the dollars, in come the cents, to replace the pounds and the shillings and the pence.
And soon a banking revolution was born.
It's a little card that brings you instant cash. And all you do is this. These machines you'll be seeing before too long, in about 6 weeks' time actually, on the bank's walls around Sydney.
But not everyone welcomed the ATM with the same enthusiasm.
We are gathered here today to say farewell to the human teller, soon to be replaced by machines.
In 1984, the dollar note became a coin.
I have something here for all Australians, the new $1 coin. From now on, it will take the place of the old $1 note.
4 years later, Australia introduced its first counterfeit-proof polymer banknote. The advent of the home banking system in the late 80s evolved into one of our most convenient practices, and online banking, as we know it today, is now used by 64% of Australians.
I love all this stuff. What will banking look like in the future?
All this money stuff.
All this, well, do you love the smell of a crisp note? It's fleetingly in my hand. Well, we continue to use cash. Let's ask our futurist, Chris Riddell, joins us live from Melbourne. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Kylie.
Okay,
how are you?
Let's start off with banks. We were just chatting. We can't remember the last time we were actually in one. So will they continue to have a street presence in the future?
Look, as we were looking through some of that footage just a second ago, I just realised how far we've actually come in the last few years. I remember when my dad used to have to do something want to do something with the bank. He'd put a suit on, put a shirt, tie, and go down to the branch and meet the branch manager. And this transition that we've been through in the last few years, the physical bank as we know it on the high street is absolutely changing. I think in the next couple of years, what we're going to start to see is these move off the high street. We'll have more of a virtual presence. So if you want to physically go down to a branch, you'll almost be talking to like an avatar or a digital version of that bank. So people physically being there just simply isn't going to exist in the future.
Yeah. Now, earlier we sort of had a look through the evolution of our currency. What I'm finding is, you know, you make that ATM withdrawal at the start of the week or something, so you've got a bit of money in, but it's lasting longer because everything now is just, you're just tapping stuff. So,
well, you're tighter.
No, no. You know how you say you're tapping things and tapping people all the time, or perhaps I'm tighter. But either way, me out of the equation. Will paper notes and coins still be around?
Look, maybe you are being tighter, but I know now when I have to...
It's just that you don't need cash and coins anymore. You're tapping everything.
I still think it's odd when I have to actually hand over cash anymore. You almost think the business is a little bit strange.
Gee, you're getting tight.
But I think going forwards, digital currency is absolutely where it's going to be at. We're hearing a lot about this thing called Bitcoin. It's a virtual currency, a digital currency. It's getting huge traction out there. The only unfortunate thing about this Bitcoin currency is it's been operating largely in the dark web or the underworld at the moment for some more illegal activities. But going forward, cash is certainly going to move away. It's very easy, obviously, to still defraud cash and make fraudulent money. So moving into a virtual environment is certainly what the banks want.
Really? Because I would have thought, I don't know, anything that's mentioning the underworld and my money, I'm not real keen on. What about social media? What impact is that having on banking?
We're seeing some really interesting transitions with this, Kylie, on social media. So Facebook and Twitter are now making it integrated so that as you're browsing through your feeds and you see something that somebody's tweeting about or somebody has posted that they like and you might have an interest in it, what they're actually making it is a really easy transaction. So you can simply click on that item and pay for it through your social media feed, and this is absolutely the way forwards in social media and integrating our banking as well.
What about credit cards? They're going to be feeling a bit sad and sorry for themselves too, because we kind of hate them. We kind of love them, but we kind of hate them. What's the future for the old credit card?
Well, credit cards, again, they've been a real problem for banks globally with fraud. So credit cards now are actually shifting into our smartphone devices or wearable devices. Apple, with their PayPal technology, have actually integrated, and so have a couple of the other phone manufacturers, so that you can actually store your credit card details now on your phone and just simply tap the phone on your at the checkout as you go through the store. Unfortunately, Australia's been a little bit behind the trend on this. America and Europe have adopted this massively, but Australia's got to get its act together to get this moving.
Why? What's the hold-up? Why are we so far behind?
Unfortunately, it's actually been the banks that have held this up here, Kylie. It's not down to the phone manufacturers. The technology is in your phone right now. It's the banks getting legislation sorted and getting that stuff aligned together so that we can actually use it. And it's a real shame, and Australia often loses out in this space, which is quite frustrating.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Hey, Chris, thank you very much for that. Good to talk to you. It's fascinating.
You too, take care. Thank you.
The real tragedy in all of this is that women may no longer need to buy wallets, which of course is a very, it's an accessory that we like to, your wallet's a really cool accessory. And if we don't have money, we won't need a wallet. We just have our phones.
But you'll still need a wallet for all those phones that you carry with you.
A phone holder accessory.
A phone holder accessory.
No, it's not quite the same. Anyway,
no, you will need it, because you get that wallet now in the
about.
future. Chris has already discussed this one time. There's a wallet with a solar panel that charges your phone. You'll need that. For all your devices, you will need that.
Okay, all right, we'll wait and see.
You'll be off balance if you don't have
You've got to have a nice accessory, a little nice wallet.